New information has just leaked about Ben Cleveland's arrest, and what has been revealed could change everything for his future with the Ravens. If you think you already know everything about this case, get ready, because what's coming will leave you speechless. With every new detail that emerges, the questions about what will happen to Cleveland are only growing. Does he still have a chance to continue in the NFL? Or will this mistake put an end to his career? Stay with us until the end, because this story is far from over, and you won't want to miss any twists. Go Ravens! On Monday morning, the Baltimore Ravens received news no one wanted to hear. Ben Cleveland, one of the offensive linemen, was arrested after being charged with driving under the influence in Milledgeville, Georgia, on February 12th. The arrest came after he failed a field sobriety test, and when subjected to a breathalyzer, Cleveland registered a 0.178, more than double the legal limit of 0.08. This isn't the first time off-field issues have affected players, but the severity of this incident raises significant questions about its impact on the player's career. Cleveland, who was selected by the Ravens in the third round of the 2021 draft, was at a crucial point in his career. He still had a lot to prove to earn a starting spot, as he has never really established himself as a key player in the team's offensive line. With the arrest, the situation became even more complicated, and now everyone is wondering how the Ravens will handle it. It's a delicate situation because the team needs to consider the image it wants to project and whether they'll continue to invest in a player with this kind of issue. The issue isn't just Cleveland's failure on the field, but also the negative impact this kind of behavior has off the field. The NFL and teams like the Ravens expect their players not only to perform well on the field, but also to behave responsibly in their personal lives. When this doesn't happen, the team needs to assess the consequences. For Cleveland, this mistake could mean much more than just one poorly planned night. He could be risking his chance to remain on the team or even continue in the NFL. Now, Cleveland's biggest challenge will be dealing with the situation and trying to reverse the negative impact it has brought to his image and career. If the Ravens decide to move on without him, Cleveland's future in the NFL could become even more uncertain. This arrest could have a serious impact on Cleveland's future with the Ravens. The team is preparing for free agency, and the last thing the Ravens want to deal with is off-field problems from their players, especially when they are considering their options for the next season. Cleveland, who already didn't have a fixed role on the team, now faces even more uncertainty. The situation goes beyond the field, as a player's behavior directly reflects the culture and image of the team. For the Ravens, investing in a player who is facing legal issues could be risky, especially when other options are available on the market. With the possibility of becoming a free agent soon, Cleveland finds himself in a tough spot. He needs to prove he has more to offer, both as a player and as a professional. The last thing a team needs, especially one with the Ravens' history of success, is to bring in someone with pending legal issues. This could make the team walk away from his renewal, looking for other players with less risk and more consistency, both on and off the field. For Cleveland, this could be the turning point in his career. If he loses the Ravens' trust now, his chances of returning to the team could be virtually null. The fact that he hasn't been a consistent starter during his 4 years in Baltimore already complicated his position, and now, with the incident, his future with the team seems even more distant. If the Ravens decide not to renew, he will have to look for a new team that might give him a chance. But finding one willing to take a risk without guarantees of him behaving responsibly will be difficult. If he does lose the opportunity to stay in Baltimore, Cleveland will have to start thinking about his next move in the NFL. But will any team be willing to give him a fresh start after this mistake? Cleveland hasn't exactly been a cornerstone of the Ravens' offensive line since he joined the team. Although he was drafted in the third round, he never managed to establish himself as a regular starter, which already put his future with the team at risk even before the arrest. Over his 4 years with the Ravens, Cleveland played in 54 games, but failed to secure a prominent position. This kind of inconsistency certainly damages his image and the way the team views his value. The Ravens' offensive line, being one of the most important parts of the team, needs players they can rely on at all times, and Cleveland hasn't proven to be one of them. This lack of consistency makes Cleveland's situation even more difficult now. If he had been a key player for the offensive line, perhaps the team would have been more understanding and willing to deal with this kind of personal issue. However, as he hasn't shown himself to be indispensable, the arrest could be the final straw the Ravens needed to decide to move on without him. Cleveland has never been able to fill the big shoes of an NFL offensive lineman, and now, with the incident, this could be his last chance to lose the Ravens' trust. Additionally, Cleveland's position, which was already seen as secondary, became even more vulnerable after the incident. The Ravens' offensive line, with its ups and downs, has always been a point of constant attention and improvement. The need for roster changes to reinforce the line could make Cleveland dispensable. The team needs players who not only do their job, but also help maintain the high level and contribute to the team's success. Unfortunately, Cleveland is still trying to find his place in this context. Now, the question is whether Cleveland can prove his value elsewhere, in a team that may offer him more opportunity. Will he get another chance with a different team, or could his journey in the NFL come to an end sooner than he expected? Well, we're past the halfway mark of the video, but I notice you haven't liked this video yet. It's really important for YouTube to keep recommending my content to you, and I'll keep bringing it to you. So, go ahead and hit that like button. It's free. Thanks. Let's continue. With the incident involving his arrest, the perception of Cleveland in the free agent market has certainly changed. He is still young, at just 26 years old, and has some NFL experience, but now he enters a risky category. A player's market value in free agency is often defined not only by their on-field performance, but also by their image and behavior off the field. A player facing legal issues can be seen as a risk, and this may reduce the level of interest he receives from other teams. With the Ravens already uncertain about his future, Cleveland now has to fight against the negative perception that is spread due to his mistake. If he hadn't been able to establish himself as a consistent starter in Baltimore, now he faces an even more challenging scenario. Other teams might question whether it's worth investing in a player with off-field problems and an unstable career. The truth is that the NFL is a league full of talented players, and teams needing reinforcements for their offensive line may be more selective, preferring someone with less baggage of problems. Even with Cleveland's physical potential, he could be overlooked by teams that don't want to deal with the risks of a problematic player. However, there is still a possibility for Cleveland to find a team willing to give him a chance, especially if he manages to redeem himself off the field. He is 26 years old, and if he can get past this negative phase and refocus on football, he may still have something to offer. The NFL, like any other league, is full of opportunities for those willing to work hard, and Cleveland could have a chance to reintegrate into the circuit. However, he will need to prove that he has learned from his mistakes and is committed to his career and personal responsibility. For Cleveland, the recovery won't be easy, and his new opportunity in the NFL will depend on how he behaves from here on out. Will he be able to rebuild his career, or will this mistake mark the end of his journey in the league? Ben Cleveland's career is now at a decisive point. At 26, he still has time to turn things around and try to rebuild his trajectory in the NFL, but the mistake he made could be a difficult obstacle to overcome. If the Ravens decide not to renew his contract, this could mean the end of his journey in Baltimore, and he will have to seek a new opportunity with another team. However, the consequences of the DUI incident may make it hard to find a new team willing to take a chance on him, especially without guarantees that he will behave responsibly off the field. Despite being young and having some NFL experience, Cleveland now faces a battle to restore his image and prove himself as a reliable player. His situation in the free agent market will be heavily influenced by his conduct, and league teams tend to be cautious with players who have off-field issues. This puts Cleveland in an uncomfortable position because he will need more than just physical talent to bounce back. He needs to show that he has learned from his mistakes and is ready to be a professional both on and off the field. If he fails to handle the repercussions of the incident and improve his image, he may be sidelined. The NFL, like any professional league, demands more than just athletic skills. It requires commitment and responsibility. Cleveland will have to prove that he has what it takes to be a key part of any team, and that could be a tough task after such a serious mistake. His ability to redeem himself will be the factor that determines whether he continues his career in the NFL or if this arrest will be the final chapter in his journey. For Cleveland, the future is in his hand. He has the chance to learn and grow from this mistake, but time is against him. Will he manage to prove his worth and return to the NFL, or will this be the end of his professional career? What we've seen so far has been a huge shock to all Ravens fans and to the NFL as a whole. But the burning question is, will Ben Cleveland be able to reverse this mistake and restart his career in the league, or has he backed himself into a corner? The impact of his actions may be deeper than many realize, and the truth is that we still don't know what the future holds for him. So, we want to know your opinion. Does Cleveland still have a chance to come back to the team and prove he can be trusted again, or will this be the end of the line for him? Don't forget to comment below, because your opinion is crucial to this discussion. And of course, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest about the Ravens, Cleveland's future, and everything else going on in the NFL, subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. This will ensure you don't miss any important updates because believe me, the Ravens story is just beginning. See you in the next video.